So this is XCOM 2. I just picked this game up actually about a week ago, and I've been meaning to get this one in the queue, but I've been so busy with kind of some other games. Try to get those out, but this series is really kind of spans. I don't remember when the initial ones came out, but it was very, very popular in the mid to late 90s. Unfortunately, I never did get into that early kind of, I guess, craze that was this game, and I wish I would have. But by the time I heard about it, I was let's see, I was early in my military career, so it was anywhere between 2003 and 2005. People were telling me about it, but the problem is, I think the game that they were telling me about came out in like '97, and I had a hard time. It's always hard to, if you haven't played that game, to go back on older kind of graphics. But I played XCOM Enemy Unknown on the PS3 when it was the free game of the month, and really enjoyed that one. And this one has some really neat upgrades and a lot more tutorials and things like that for people that are newer to the series. But right now, basically in this game, the aliens have taken over and they have made a bunch of hybrid army soldiers, and we're trying to combat that. And we kind of went through the tutorial. Now I'm in the research base, and this guy's telling me that he can basically get this alien biotech. So a little bit about this game is that you can research things, you can, capture aliens, you can, research them that way, you can make new tech. It's all about kind of getting one up on the alien and getting to their level, I guess, because they are obviously way higher in the technology tree. But this is going to take one day, so we're going to go ahead and research that.
Immediately, Commander. I'll contact you when I have a full report available.
That research will keep Tygan busy for a while. In the meantime, you might want to head down to the armory.
I like the layout of this one, I think, a lot
Jane
better.
Kelly was instrumental in the op to get you back. She earned enough experience for a promotion. We should take care of that now.
Now you have a squad. This is like a tactical based. If you ever played Wasteland or obviously any of the previous XCOMs, it's a lot like that. And then there's either full or partial cover, and it's turn based. And you have a squad, and then as they do these missions, they'll get promotions, and you can level up their skills. In XCOM Enemy Unknown, I ended up having max skill. It was pretty awesome having some of those guys.
Concealment while engaging enemies at close range.
I was wondering if that was going to pop up. Okay.
We're off to a good start. Our troops will only get stronger as they gain experience.
Commander, to the bridge.
I heard you, Shen. When we get the thing, you'll be the first to know.
Attention. Unauthorized presence detected.
Commander, give me a second. Execute Echelon Protocol.
Attention. Senior Command Exchange confirmed.
I had wanted that to be a little more ceremonious, but we've got something. A local resistance cell just located this hybrid magnetic power converter that Shen's been pushing us to find. They tracked the device to a nearby Advent convoy and are attempting to take it down. If we can bring this converter back in one piece, we might actually get this place up and running, and give the aliens a real war for a change. The squad is prepped and ready to launch on your order, Commander. Just give the word.
So here we can actually pick our squad, manage their inventory, and you want to have a very well-rounded crew, obviously. Now, I don't have any snipers. Let me see if I can... It's probably just the squad they're going to have to give me. For now, but you usually want to have, some kind of close range. You want to have some kind of a shotgun crew. You want to have a sniper that can, you know, hit things from long range. But I just started this one, so it's not surprising that I don't really have a lot of stuff. And all these guys are rookies except for our squatty that just leveled up here. Now you'll pick up missions from the briefing room, and they'll tell you how difficult they are, how much XP you'll get, so on and so forth with that. And then you'll, like I said, you'll research the alien tech, you'll get better kind of equipment, and it's actually a pretty fun game, in my opinion. And this one has a lot more, I think, intuitive, you know, user interface. It has a lot better kind of, I guess, movement throughout, and they do a lot better with the tutorial in this game, I think. They kind of lacked in the previous versions, but...
Communications with resistance forces in the area have gone dark, which can only mean one thing. These people sacrificed everything to give us this shot. We need to recover that converter at all costs.
But this one, some of the new aspects I've noticed anyway, is that it has, you know, you can actually throw grenades and blow up sides of the walls. I don't remember that from Enemy Unknown. And then it has, you can actually hack these doors and things like that. So there's definitely a lot more in this game already that I've noticed just in the about 30 minutes I played of it.
Commander, getting a fix on the device, but it looks like it may have been damaged during the fight. Energy readings are going crazy. I'm guessing we don't have much time before it explodes. Shen's working on a way to stabilize that thing, provided we can get close enough to access its core. Stay in the shadows until we can get a better read on the situation.
So another thing I noticed with this game is you actually have some, basically like a camouflage or a concealment. As long as you stay below a certain area, the enemy will not know you're there, and it's actually outlined by kind of a hooded mask. Now, for those of you that haven't played this game before, if you move into the green zone, that means you can still attack, but you can still move within, you know, this whole range. You just can't do anything else if you move into this range. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move... Try and get as best cover I can get into. Now, if you see this full shield there, that means they're in full cover. Now, if I go over here and it's only partially filled, let me get a better picture of that. It's only half. You're only basically half, but it's better than nothing. And let's see where I'm going to go to this rock. We've got about 2 good sides. Well, let's see. Yeah, let's go.
Location confirmed.
Apparently this tree provides full cover. That's interesting. And I wonder if you could hack that door, because it kind of seems like you can. That'd be interesting to see. So they did change a couple things. I really like this. Now in the XCOM Enemy Unknown, the one on the PS3, the version before this one, you used to have to actually click on the enemy to attack them. And what would often happen is you would like fat finger something or like accidentally slip your hand, and it would go back and you would actually accidentally move, and that would be your whole turn, and then the alien's like right next to you and like blast you in the head and you're dead. With this one, they've kind of eliminated that by you hit the R2 button and you can go into Overwatch, hunker down, and things like that. So here we can open and close doors and hatches. So let's go ahead and open that hatch. I was unaware. I don't know if we can actually get what's in there or not, but I'm going to move him all the way up. That's still full cover there. Let's go ahead and have you... Well, you go up on top. Kind of riding dirty.
The Advent officers seem more capable than the grunts. We're not sure whether to chalk it up to training or stricter mind control. Commander, we have a chance to do some serious damage here. Before jumping into combat, let's make sure we make the most of our advantage.
So Overwatch basically means that you still have moves left at the end of the turn. So you have to be within the green zone that I was talking about. And if an enemy walks within your path that you can shoot, you'll actually attack them while they move. It's a great... Let me see if I can... I hate to do that. Let's just go ahead and go by the tree here.
On it.
I'd hate to get on top of that vehicle and then be exposed and then have her die. So it looks like they're still unaware of my activity, which means I am still concealed. Usually in this particular game it tells you, hey, they've seen you. So this is the line I was talking about. If you cross this, that means they'll see you. Now normally it's really good to stay within this concealment zone, obviously, and set up what they were talking about, the Overwatch. So that's what I'm going to do right now.
Moving to designated position.
What I'm going to do is hit the R2 button, and I'm going to do Overwatch. And same thing over here. I didn't see anybody in here, but you never know.
Okay, you should be able to hack into that thing's safety protocols and stabilize it. Shen is uploading the fix right now.
Although they bear some resemblance to the sectoids first encountered during the invasion, their genetic structure now includes human DNA. They are stronger than ever, with an even greater psionic potential.
And here you can kind of see, I don't want to mess up my concealment that I have, because obviously my whole entire squad, they tell you in the tutorial, but if one of your squad mates gets exposed or seen, the whole squad is basically considered seen, if you will. So I have about a 65% chance. As you level these guys up and get better weapons, I was having, I think in Enemy Unknown, I was up to 95% with a lot of my guys. But for right now, like I said, we're going to go to Concealment Overwatch. And then I'm going to have him... Let's see. Why don't you go behind this
Position
rock?
confirmed. Moving to Overwatch.
And you...
Affirmative. Moving out. Scanning.
So a couple other things, it's through the menus and things like that, but I noticed as well they have a new way of doing these scenes, like the in-between, so that you can actually make it go faster. A lot of really intuitive kind of things with this game that I found that, you know, really good changes. And let me go ahead and watch.
Understood. Moving out. I'm on it.
I think, let's see, yeah, let's move him.
Moving on target location.
We are like right on that cusp.
Scanning.
And then, gosh, I don't really, let's see. Yeah, I guess I'll move them
Already
all the way
there.
up. That was probably pretty stupid because they're gonna walk and see. Yep.
We've been spotted.
Whoops. I realized that right after I hit the enter button.
They're disciplined and well equipped, but their obedience makes them predictable.
So the Overwatch here is being triggered.
Target neutralized.
And he already earned permission.
Shot wide.
Looks like we're too far away to hit him there, so let's... I'm going to take a chance and I'm going to go to the very edge. I have no cover, but I'm going to go ahead and attack. Because I have an 81% chance to hit. These guys are pretty weak in the beginning, so... not overly worried about it. Alright, 66. Let's try to get him. He's only got a little bit of health, so if we can get him... Alright, alright. That takes out that guy. Now...
Heading to
over
that
to the
location.
tree. And I'm going to do Overwatch for her.
Rangers are uniquely equipped for close quarters combat. In the right situation, it can prove highly effective.
I'm going to move them up like almost right there because I'm going to be able to attack 100%. Yeah, so. Gotta love those shotguns.
Hostile
All right.
neutralized.
What the heck? So this is something new I noticed in XCOM 2 as well. That little hand, you actually have to go into that zone, and I think it'll automatically, I'm pretty sure it automatically picked it up. But it's some kind of gear. Last time I got a scope, but it's some kind of tech that you can pick up, which I thought was a really nice addition.
If we don't stabilize the converter soon, I don't think anybody's going home today. Will do.
Since he wants this thing apparently done right now. E42. Let's try right here.
Closing on target position now.
Alright, 78, so that's much better.
Enemy destroyed. Gonna need to reload soon.
Now to reload, you hit the square button. It does take a turn to reload. And I'll go ahead and move them here. And I believe, yeah, we completed that objective right now. So what I'll show you here is we...
Solid copy.
Yeah, you just have to move in the area and they'll actually pick that up. So we actually got two things out of this one. The Elerium core. Looks like we can use that for experimental weapons, and then of course the extended magazine.
I've got it. Fire's getting close here.
Moving. I'm on fire here!
Well, let's move him out of the fire.
Confirmed.
I'll just move all the rest of the guys here, and it looks like I'll be using my last person.
Go get some.
And we'll do R2 and hack.
Looking for loose data.
Now there is a mini game I saw in the last one, and it had like a super small chance, but if you can do it, as you can see, the research on the current time. I'm not going to go ahead and do that one because it really doesn't matter, but it's one of those like light games. I've never been very good at them.
Well done. Readings are returning to normal. Well, mostly normal. Status confirmed. Mission accomplished.
Flawless. A new record, 100%. I don't think I'll ever beat that. Average damage. This is kind of cool too. They gave you a lot more of the stats at the end of the mission too, and kind of show you that. So the who moved the furthest, that's really cool. Who was under the most fire, that's really cool. They gave you a lot more in this game, so I'm definitely enjoying it. I loved Enemy Unknown, so this is obviously kind of built upon that. Better graphics and more options, so can't go wrong. Now, usually you'll arrive back at your headquarters.
Well-deserved promotions, Commander. I'm guessing Shen will probably want to have a word with you too.
So we'll go ahead and promote our...
Serving as our demolitions experts, the
Jesus.
Grenadiers provide heavy ordnance delivery whenever and wherever we need it.
Yeah, me likey that. You will probably be very useful. So maybe everybody starts out as a generic assault, and then they start really specializing. So this is our heavy weapons, grenade type of person. Let's promote. Because in the other one, you actually selected different types of people.
Deploy robotic drones on the battlefield that can be
that's kind of neat.
for combat or field medic duty.
Yeah, we definitely need a medic. Cannot tell you how valuable they obviously are. And our last one.
Just like
that looks like it's going to be our
our
sniper.
Sharpshooters engage enemy targets with pinpoint accuracy from extreme range. They're also trained in pistol marksmanship for the occasional close encounter.
And then as you level up, you'll actually pick one or the other. You can pick your sniper. There's usually two options, and it depends on your play style.
These items should prove useful in our ongoing efforts against the aliens. When you have a moment, Commander, I have made some interesting discoveries as they relate to the implant we removed from you earlier.
I was curious about this. So we picked up some corpses, and we studied those in the lab, and we're able to get better technology, better research. We can usually do more damage to them by knowing their anatomy. We picked up a lot of the loot items here, which is really, really helpful. We'll get an extended magazine. And later on, at least in Enemy Unknown, you actually could capture live alien specimens, and they could study them and get even further research. Obviously, you get more research from an alive specimen than you would a dead one.
Why are you all just standing around? It's perfect. Come on, let's get it inside. Okay. Reworked your repulsors with some of the parts I salvaged from their old engine. Should fix that stabilization problem you had. Come on, Rover. It'll work. Commander! Getting our tech to talk to theirs is
You're
harder
free.
than you think. Lily Shen, Chief Engineer, at your service. You were probably expecting to see my father. In all that's happened, I'm guessing Central didn't tell you yet. He's gone. Dad gave everything he had to get us this far. This entire ship is his life's work. I know he would have loved to show you around the place himself. He used to talk about you a lot. You can be sure I'm ready to finish what he started. Might not look it, but from here, I can fabricate pretty much anything you come up with. And with a little more help, well, you'd be amazed with what I can do. It was an honor to finally meet you, Commander. I can't promise any miracles, Commander, but I should be able to put some of the stuff together in no time at all. I'd suggest we get started with a medkit. It'll probably come in handy sooner rather than later.
Now later on, just like I was saying in the previous versions, you would craft better weapons so you could get, you know, more damage output, armor so your people can take more damage. And then of course these med kits, which are very, very nice to have. So we're going to go ahead and select that because the game wants us to.
Looks like Tygan has made progress on his research.
Now in
We should meet him
previous
in the
versions
lab.
of the game, you could actually extend your research facility. So I'm kind of curious if you're going to be able to allow more building of, I guess, additional areas and like upgrade that, or if this is like stock, you know, how, I don't know if you're going to be able to upgrade and make more space or not, but looks like we're needed in research. He's probably done with the chip because it was only a 1-day research time, so.
Much of my own research based upon this simple design. If only I had known. Ah, Commander, excellent timing. There's been some progress. I've managed to break down several key components of the chip implanted into your skull. My analysis reveals that its primary function was that of a conduit, passing a vast amount of data directly to your cerebral cortex. With the primary connection severed, much of that data is lost. Several fragments do remain, however. Ghosts, if you will. Observe. Tactical combat simulations. War games. The sheer volume of encounters you were processing was astounding. It is truly remarkable that you survived as long as you did. Though this may seem disconcerting, there is still some good news. This chip bears a striking resemblance to a medical implant I briefly assisted in developing at the gene therapy clinic in New Providence. My understanding was that the implants were intended for high-ranking Advent officers only, captains or above. Retrieving a chip from such an officer would be the only way to know for certain. A greater understanding of these implants would undoubtedly benefit us all, Commander.
So those chips, we actually pulled it off of a person that one of the hybrids, and they noticed it and they're like, oh my gosh. So that's when we researched it, it kind of told us a lot more. Now it looks like we need an actual officer to do an autopsy to get the complete, basically what's going on with that. But it's basically these chips they've been implanting into these hybrids that they've been making.
The Advent officers have clearly been modified to allow for their subordinates to receive new orders psionically. The implanted chip is the key.
So now we can choose new research. So we can do modular weapons. That looks really cool. Hybrid materials looks like we can actually get better armor. And then, of course, the officer one, which is the one, it looks like they actually want us to do. And then the sectoid, looks like we actually need more scientists to be able to do that autopsy. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and do the officer one. What is that? That's just 3 days. Okay.
The Advent officers appear to be similar, if not physically the same as the common Advent troops. safer in terms of power and agility. However, field reports indicate a more developed mental acuity, as the officers do provide tactical directives to the subordinate Advent forces. I do find that area of research to be among the more intriguing options available. We'll begin work immediately. I'll send word when a complete report is available.
Looks like Shen got that converter up and running, Commander. We're ready for you on the bridge.
I remember, at least in the last ones, if I'm trying to remember correctly, you could like add on to your research facility or add scientists is what it was. And then the more scientists you have, the faster research could happen. And you can even, I think you could research more things at once if I remember correctly. So we can even change the research if we later change our mind. But it looks like we're actually needed on the bridge there. This is kind of flashing at me.
Stay clear of the perimeter, understood? Commander, good. I think we got something here. Despite all of Advent's efforts, there are still people who refuse to believe their lies. And it's time we let them know they're not alone. We've already located a target for our first operation.
Sir, given our current location, there's actually no way the Sky Ranger could reach that position.
Who said anything about the Sky Ranger? Shen, status report. Are we ready?
Short answer, yes. But you might all want to hold on to something.
Good thing they have railing. So they can hold on to something, as they say. He was like waving by.
Setting course for Sector 13, South Africa.
We're ready to start making moves, Commander. By hitting Advent wherever we find them, we can help strengthen the resistance. In return, they'll contribute material and personnel to support our operations.
Now, this is kind of a worldwide effort, and the more things you do for other countries, the more they kind of give to the, I guess, collective war effort. So we're doing things for South Africa, and eventually they're going to give us some type of a resource, maybe new scientists, things like that. And later on, you can actually, at least in Enemy Unknown, you could actually choose which mission, which mission you wanted to do. So this one kind of gives it for us. This is real ops. So here we'll get an additional engineer. And we're going to hack into this.
Commander, it looks like Shen prepped a med kit for us. We should equip one of our soldiers with it before they deploy.
So there, our medic now has a med kit, I guess, to actually be effective. Let's go ahead and see, now we can actually remove. And possibly remove that one. And we'll go ahead and manage the equipment. So that'll be the second mission. I'm going to go ahead and cut this video off and probably do another one in the future. Got a little bit of a cough, and I apologize. But I just wanted to show, basic video, kind of what this game is about, one of the missions and things like that. I'm going to do a couple more videos probably in the future. So if there's something you want to see or something that I missed, please let me know, obviously in the comment section. I appreciate you for watching. And we'll be looking forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks.